Hello, hello. It is time for writing. Now, I went back and I looked at yesterday's assignment and I asked you all to look at the chart that I posted on the Google form that had a list of things, and I said, please choose a small moment. Remember, two things you really need to remember from these lessons this week is that a personal narrative is a true story all about me, and it is memorable. A true story all about me, and it's memorable. Okay? Something that you really remember. There's a lot of things on that list behind me that I gave you, and I wanted you to take just a small moment. So only 5 of you answered yesterday's question. So I'm just going to go over who answered and what their answer was. So Jane answered and she said art. Well, that's a really good thing to write about, Jane. The only thing is I can't help you with it because I don't know what you're thinking about, because art class took a lot of time and I was not in your art class with you. So I don't know what small moment you might be thinking of. Joseph, you said the museum. Great. We went to the museum and we had so much fun. But when you say museum, that's the really big picture, and I just need a small moment. What was one small moment at the museum that you loved? One small moment. Think about something, one little thing. Maybe it was playing in the kids' zone. Maybe it was looking at that great big whale. Maybe it was riding the merry-go-round, or is that what it was? A merry-go-round, yes. Maybe it was going in to the planetarium. Those are small moments, okay? You chose a big one. You need to think small, so think small. Dylan, listen to what I said. Small moment. He went for the field trip when we went to the farm, but what he chose was feeding the calves. He liked feeding the calves, so that's a small moment of that whole field trip. Going to the farm is a big part of it, but feeding the calves was just a small part of it. Levi, you answered, but I'm not sure what that is that you put in there. Maybe your fingers got on the keys in the wrong spot. GCGCC, and then Cobb at the end. I have no idea what that is. So really, I can't help you with writing something that I have no idea what it is. Brooklyn, you chose going to the beach, and I talked to you on Tuesday night, and I know you just went to the beach, so that's something that's in your memory that's fresh, and going to the beach is awesome. But again, that's a really big picture. I know when I talked to you on the phone, I asked you if you went for ice cream. So maybe you could talk about going to the beach, but we went and got ice cream, and what kind of ice cream did you have? So I'm going to choose, because I didn't go with Brooklyn to the beach, I don't know what she did. However, I did go with Dylan to the farm, and I do know what happened at the farm. So this is what you're going to start. Our small moment is feeding the calves, okay? So what I want to do is I want to make a box, and in that box I want to draw a picture to start the beginning. Remember, when we open the book, we have to have an opener, a beginning to our story. So in our box, and this may take longer than I really want to take, but in the box, I'm going to draw the first picture. It's just a blank box. How did we get to the field? How did we get to the farm? We rode a bus. So I'm going to quickly put my bus up here. Now, does this have to be a perfect looking bus? No, it doesn't. It just has to, give us the idea that we rode the bus. And we've got windows and we've got faces. Okay, there's my bus. It's kind of a sad bus, but that's the bus going to the farm. Oh, taking the bus to the farm. I didn't write a lot there, but just so that I remember what that picture is supposed to be about, I wanted to write that down. Well, let's see. what was the next thing we did after we got there? Oh, you know what? First of all, what was the setting like on our way? Do you guys remember what that day was like? I do. It was cold and it was raining. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put some raindrops in here with my bus because it wasn't sunny, was it? So just to help me remember, it was a cold, rainy day. And there was a cloud over here. Okay? These are raindrops. I know they're not very good looking raindrops, but I'm trying to do this quickly. I don't want to spend a lot of time doing it just so that I can get it done. Okay, the next thing we did when we got there, and we didn't all do them in order because we didn't all go together, but what was the next thing? We sat and we listened to them telling us about milk. A lady told us about the dairy farm and milk. So I'm going to do another picture. Here's the lady talking to us. And we're going to say she had long hair. So there she is. She's standing there. Oh, what were we doing here? We were sitting. So I'm just going to do little circles that indicate all of us sitting on the floor, listening so nicely. Right? She had a big screen behind her that we were looking at some things on the big screen behind her. And she was telling us all about the farm. So the lady talked about the farm. Okay, so there's two pictures. Guess what? Good thing I've got another whiteboard because I can just grab that and not have to worry about erasing. Then the next thing was we got to go feed those calves. So in the next box, we got to go in and oh my goodness, this is going to be really hard. But here's somebody holding a big bottle for the calves to drink from. Ooh. Mrs. Bessinger doesn't do a good job of drawing a cow, but here we go. There. There we are, feeding the cow some, were we giving them milk? No, we were just giving them water. So we got to feed them some water. And it was still cold and it was still raining outside, wasn't it? Okay, so let's only have 4 parts to our story. We need an ending. What happened at the end? I remember what happened in the end. And the end of the day, we all went to the great big cow and took our class picture. Do you remember that? So we could either draw that or we could draw us getting back on the bus and heading back to school. And do you know what it was doing? Do you remember what it was doing when we were heading back to school? It had stopped raining and the sun was starting to come out as we were heading back to school. We could draw that, or we could draw us by the big cow, and I think I'm going to draw us by the big cow. Again, Mrs. Bessinger is not a good artist. Here's the big cow. And here's a bunch of kids and a teacher getting their picture taken. There. Big cow getting the picture taken. Okay, so we came up with 3 things. So this is feeding calves. My writing's not coming coming through very clear. Picture time. That's my shortest one that I've had to write. Did we do this in order? I kind of feel like we did. First, we took the bus to the farm. Then we got out and we listened to the lady talk. Then we got to go out and feed the calves. And finally, we got to take a class picture before we got on the bus. Okay, so now you've got to choose your small moment. I want you to use your journal and your pencil that you have at home. I want you to draw 4 squares, and I want you to think about what happened first in your small moment. What happened first? That, and draw a picture and a sentence to go with it. Then in the second picture, what happened second? Oh, well, I said second, we went and listened to the lady talk. Then third, I said we got to go feed the little calves. And then the fourth thing was we got to get our picture taken by the big cow. That was in order, sequenced for the story. I want you to draw a picture. I want you to write a little sentence underneath so I know what the picture is of, okay? I need you to have your parents take a picture of it. And then I want them to put it in the stream, stream feed, so that everybody can see it. I want to be able to look at them. I want to be able to find them quickly. Make sure, boys and girls, when you go into the Google Forms, there are a lot of you who do this. A lot of you do not put your name where I say type your name here. If you're not putting your name, I don't know who that belongs to, and you won't get credit for it. So you need to make sure you are putting your name on your Google Forms. In your Google form, there's a spot. It says type your name here. Put your name in there. And then have mom or dad take a picture of your pictures you are drawing, and then put it in the stream in the Google Classroom so that I can see it. I now have another video for you to watch, and then I want you to go and get busy and get started trying to write your small moment. See you in math. Bye.